Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. In today's video, we'll talk about aircraft grounded, United Airlines news, and routes axed. So let's get started. Firstly, Air New Zealand has said it will stop some international flights because of ongoing engine problems that are making it hard for the company to run. Air New Zealand has said that it will stop flying to Hobart, Tasmania on April 5, 2024. Not only is the airline ending service to Hobart, but it's also ending service to Seoul, South Korea. The airline had to make these changes to its foreign flight routes because of ongoing problems with Pratt & Whitney engines. The national airline of New Zealand had said earlier that it planned to cut back on the number of flights on its schedule because of technical issues with its fleet. Additional information about these problems was found in July 2023. Pratt & Whitney, the company that made the engines, said that something was affecting their goods at that time. It was expected that the geared turbofan engine, which is used in planes all over the world, would be affected. Pratt & Whitney says that over the next few years, 700 engines around the world will be affected. This will have a bad effect on the fleet of airlines. Because it wasn't clear when the checks would happen, airline companies have had a hard time coming up with good solutions to this problem. A statement from the carrier says that 17 A320, A321neo planes are in Air New Zealand's fleet of 108 planes. These newly created engine options help with missions that are being flown in places like New Zealand, Australia, and the Pacific Islands. Why are routes being cut? Air New Zealand says that services to Hobart and Seoul are briefly ending so that more reliable operations can start up. This will be very clear when the Trent 1000 engines on the 787 go in for repair. The fact that Rolls-Royce has spare engines that could be used during these maintenance periods is another thing that the airline says could be a cause for worry. Air New Zealand says that 2 routes weren't scrapped because they weren't doing well, calling attention to the fact that they were making money. Before anything else, the company wants to make sure that their service is reliable in every way, even though they are having some problems. Air New Zealand has plans to take out of service up to 4 A320neo family planes with GTF engines at any time, something that will happen over the course of several years. United Airlines, on the other hand, wants to offer the most complete program ever by starting to fly to Florida. United Airlines has said that this winter it will have more trips to Florida than at any other time in its history. The airline's schedule will grow by almost 20% compared to the winter before. This is because they'll be flying bigger planes with more seats and more flights to famous sunspots like Miami, Tampa, and Orlando. United Airlines will be the first company in its history to fly mainland planes between Key West International Airport and many of its key airports such as Newark, New York, Chicago O'Hare, and Washington Dulles. The airline will also make about 3 times as many tickets available for these trips. This winter, the airline will have direct flights to 11 different winter sports hubs across the country. These include Jackson Hole, Vail, and Big Sky. This will make the airline the biggest in the country when it comes to flying to major ski areas. This is good news for people who like to ski more than go to the beach. United.com keeps track of the questions and bookings that people make on the site, and this winter, Miami and Orlando are 2 of the top 5 domestic vacation destinations that people have looked for the most. Hawaii, Cancun, and Las Vegas were the last 3 places people looked for the most online from November 1st to March 31st. United Airlines is using bigger planes because more people want to go to Florida this winter than they did at the same time last year. The airline's now giving customers more ways to choose how they want to fly with the company. With United's next approach, customers can customize their trips more than ever before. Customers can pick between a more luxurious United First experience and a cheaper basic economy price. The United Airlines' newest plane, the Airbus A321neo, will be used on some trips to Florida, including those going to Fort Lauderdale, Orlando, and Fort Myers. We're going to add more seats to some of the most popular towns in Florida starting in December. The company recently announced that it will buy an additional 60 Airbus A321neos. The planes will start arriving in 2028. Also, United made it easier than ever to get to the southernmost point of Florida. The airline will start flying Boeing 737-700 planes to Key West International Airport, EYW, for the first time ever on November 28th. Non-stop flights will go straight to and from Newark, New York, Washington Dulles, Houston, and Chicago O'Hare. United Airlines has decided to add more daily flights from Cleveland Hopkins International Airport, CLE, to several Florida destinations. This means that people from northeastern Ohio will have even more vacation choices in Florida this winter. The company will increase the number of non-stop trips from Cleveland Hopkins International Airport to Fort Lauderdale, Fort Myers, and Orlando from 1 per day to 2 per day, bringing back daily direct service to Tampa with a Boeing 737-900ER, which was stopped earlier. We know that November's when most people start their winter travel planning, so we're adding these flights to give customers more options than ever, said Mark Whitehofer, United's Managing Director of Domestic Network Planning. We've already begun to see record-breaking demand for winter travel, and whether customers are looking to unwind on the beach or hit the slopes, United is the clear choice for those planning their getaways. The last news we have for you is about Indigo Airlines announcing aircrafts being grounded. Because of the ongoing Pratt & Whitney engine inspections that are hitting fleets all over the world, the airline said that 30 of its planes will have to stay on the tarmac over the next few months. In the last 3 months of this fiscal year, more than 30 of Indigo's planes will have to stay on the ground because of the trouble with their Pratt & Whitney engines. This means that another 80 PW-powered planes will have to stay on the ground. Powder metal flaws are causing problems with PW engines all over the world. These flaws could cause parts to break. While Indigo has a total of 334 planes, about 40 of its PW-powered planes have already had to be grounded because of a chronic problem with its geared turbofans. We've recently received additional information on the powder metal issue from Pratt & Whitney, and based on our preliminary assessment of this, we anticipate aircraft on ground, or AOG, in the range of mid-30s in the fourth quarter, January to March 2024, due to accelerated engine removals. These groundings will be incremental to the current AOGs, the airline said in a statement. During the airline's earnings call for the second quarter earlier this week, Indigo CEO Peter Elbers said the company's taking different mitigating measures because of problems with its PW engines. Some of these mitigating measures are renting out current jets for longer and getting planes on wet lease from the secondary market. The focus should be on how the airline has consistently grown its capacity in line with its own instructions, even though grounded planes have caused problems. Back in September, PW said that between 600 and 700 engines already installed on Airbus A320neo jets would need to go through rigorous quality checks from 2023 to 2026. It's planned that about 2/3 of these engines will be taken out between 2023 and the start of 2024. At the time, PW engines power about 160 of Indigo's planes. 33.4% more people flew with the airline in the September quarter than the same time last year, when it moved 26.3 million passengers. Go First, the airline that was grounded, blames PW for all of its engine problems. P&W's delays in sending engines was the main cause of the problems, which grounded about half of the company's 54 planes. That's it for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like and comment down your thoughts on this, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.